Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine you are seeing, then welcome. Okay, I placed an Ulta order during their sale that was going on. I think, yeah, the day this video is going up, that sale would have ended yesterday, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But they were doing kind of like what Sephora does, where you can get 10%, 15%, or 20% off depending on your tier. So I placed an order for a bunch of new drugstore makeup, and the majority of it is e.l.f. Cosmetics. I feel like they have released a ton of products lately, and I just wanted to try out a bunch of things, especially where I can get some things on sale. Why not? Why not try some stuff? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to first start out here with a haul of everything that I got, but I will have timestamps for you below because I'm going to do like part 1 and part 2, but within the same video. Like the first part is I'm going to test as many of these e.l.f. products that I can, and then in part 2 I will test some of the other products. And you'll see what I mean when I get to the haul about how many, because like for example, I have 3 complexion products here. So of course I won't be able to try them all out at the same time, but I plan on trying out at least everything once within this video, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. But first things first. Now this product is not new at all, but they have released new shades. And this is a product that I always really did love, but the shades were always so wrong for me. They were always too deep for me, or they just made me look kind of orange. And that is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I did pick up their newest shade, which is 00 Fair, because before I've tried 1 Fair and then 0 Fair, and both of them, now of course 1 Fair was too dark for me, and then 0 Fair was really orange on my skin. I don't know if it oxidized or what happened, but I just didn't, I don't know, I could never really, if I applied a lot of it, like if I wanted to wear it just on its own and I applied a little bit more, it just looked straight up orange. I mean, when I would apply a very small amount, it would look okay, but if I didn't, it just would look so bad. So when I saw they had this shade, I picked it up and was hoping for the best. Now, I'm going to swatch this on the back of my hand, and we can hopefully see the shade here. And that's what that shade looks like right there. Actually, yeah, I think that is definitely going to be a much better option for me. I'm hoping it will be anyway, but this is a product that I have already tried before and always liked the formula, but can never get the shade right. But that one looks like that's going to be a much better shade match for me, so hoping for the best. But I probably won't be trying this out in either part 1 or part 2 of this particular video because I have 2 complexion products here, and I don't really want to have something like this underneath them because I want to try these out on their own. And the next product is also from e.l.f. This is their new Halo Glow Skin Tint, and this is a mineral sunscreen, SPF 50 here. I got mine in the shade Fair Warm. Let me take this out of the packaging. This is what this looks like. I love all of this pretty packaging. It matches my nails pretty well too. And then this has like a, I can get it open. This has kind of like the squeezy tube type thing here. So let me squeeze out some on the back of my hand. We're just going to swatch a couple of the shades here. So you can just see the shades like all side by side of these complexion products that I'm talking about. But there is the shade Fair Warm right here compared to that. So yeah, I think this is going to be a much better option for me. I'm really happy about that, but I'm not going to get too excited just yet until I apply that on my skin, but we'll see and hope for the best. And the last product I picked up is another skin tint. I love skin tints. I like these way more than I do foundations. Don't get me wrong, I love foundations, but I love lighter coverage products because that's just what my preference is. And this is from Covergirl. This is their Clean Fresh Blurring Skin Tint. This is also SPF 30, and I did pick up the shade Fair Warm in this as well. And this will be the product I'm going to try out in part 2 of the video. So like I said, I'll have timestamps for you below in case you want to skip around and just kind of want to see like reviews on certain things. But let me swatch this as well next to these other 2. Okay, and this is the Fair Warm shade in this. So it definitely looks a little bit lighter. Not going to be a problem. And of course, you know, with certain shades like this, if this happens to be, it's not going to match my neck. And right now I don't have anything on my neck to make this match this and my body. So when I use this, this looks definitely like it is going to be darker than the neck. I'll just apply this to my neck as well. Now for this shade right here, I might could actually just apply that to my face and it probably would match this. I don't know why, but this is always lighter than everywhere else. Okay, the next product I picked up is also from e.l.f. This is their new mascara. This is the Incredicurl mascara, and this one is in the deep brown shade. So anytime I see a mascara in a brown, I want to try it out. I do not need to open any new mascaras right now, but we are going to open this one. So let me have a look at this wand. Oh, that looks like that's going to be kind of a gloopy formula. Like really heavy. It's like got a lot of product on the end of that little wand, and it does, okay, come on now, doesn't want to focus for me. There we go. And it has this more curved wand like that. There is a lot of product sitting on the end of this, so this might be one of those mascaras that would benefit from drying out a little bit first, but we will see. I am going to be wearing extremely light eyeshadow today. I don't have any new eyeshadow that I picked up, but I'm going to wear something really light because I want to see this mascara. I don't want eyeshadow to be competing with this, so I will be applying something really light in just a second. Okay, I've talked about these NYX products here on my channel a lot. I've often mentioned that my favorite lip liners of all time are from Tower 28, but from the drugstore, my favorite ones are the Cream Glide lip liners from e.l.f. And in the beginning, I had, I believe, 6 shades in total, if I'm not mistaken, from my collection, but e.l.f. expanded the shade range of these lip liners, and now there are 14 of them in total. Now, I bought the rest of them except for one. There was one that was out of stock on the Ulta website when I placed this order, so if it comes back in, I definitely plan on picking that one up as well because I want all of these. I know that's a bit excessive to have that many lip liners, but one thing I would love to do, or something I've thought about, I would love to kind of work my way through the other lip liners in my collection, see if I can kind of use them up and get them out of my collection. And between the 6 shades I have from Tower 28 and then, well, hopefully eventually all 14 of these from e.l.f., I'll have any shade that I need and I won't really feel the need to purchase other lip liners. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. So I have a bunch of these lip liners here from e.l.f. I just bought all of them that I could. Like I said, I am missing that one shade, and I believe it's the deepest shade. I'm not sure what that one's called. So what I'm going to do is let me go ahead and swatch all of these out for you. Okay, the first one we have here is called Fuchsia Forward. It looks like that. So pretty. Then we have Red Receipt, Mocha Move, That Merlot Though, Dark Cocoa, Espresso Martini, and Cinematic. That's the last of them. So there we have all these pretty shades, and I just feel like between these shades, well, the one I'm missing when I pick that one up eventually, and the 6 I already have of these, plus my 6 from Tower 28, I'd have any lip liner combo I could ever want. And I thought about that, and that's why one of the biggest reasons why I went ahead and purchased all of these. These are some of my favorites, and I've mentioned many times that I love wooden lip pencil, ones that I can sharpen like this. I'm not the biggest fan of like the gel lip liners. There's nothing wrong with them, and I have some in my collection that are really good, but I much prefer pencils like this because I feel like you can always keep them more sharp and more precise, especially like when you're going around your lip line. Now for me, what I've been loving is applying these like all over the lips, filling them in and everything, and then placing a lip gloss or a lip balm or a lip oil over the top. I just haven't even been wearing lipstick lately. I love lipstick, and I'm not going to sit here and say that I never want to wear lipstick again, but just right now it's not my preference. I've really been enjoying lip liners and then more of a lighter weight lip product over the top. So I'm super happy to have all of these shades. Hopefully I can get that last shade that I'm missing and I'll have all of them. I think these are worth it. They're $2 right now. I believe e.l.f. said they would, I think more towards like the fall, they would be going up to $3 each, but I mean still, that's very affordable, and these are amazing lip liners. I really love them. They just glide really easily on your lips, and I like them. So I'm happy to have all of these, and I'm hoping I can get that last shade soon. Okay, then I have 3 lip products here. I have this one right here from NYX. This is the Smushy Matte Lip Balm, and this one is in the shade Swipe Sesh. This is a really beautiful, beautiful shade, and if you haven't seen these, they do come in like the squeezy kind of applicator. I did apply this yesterday on my lips, but now I didn't wear it a long time. It was at nighttime. I got this package late in the mail yesterday, so I just wanted to try at least one product, and I did try this out. Now I'm going to show you the swatch of it right here. I don't think I'm going to apply this today simply because I have a couple of lip tints here and I want to see how they perform on their own. But this is the shade right here, and it's so pretty. And I was surprised at how comfortable it felt on the lips. Now keep in mind, like I said, I didn't wear it for a long period of time because I did wipe it off. It was at nighttime. And it has a lot more color in it that you would think on the lips. It's very, very pretty. And it smells good. I don't know quite how to describe that scent, but it smells yummy. Like, it smells like kind of like a candy maybe. I'm not exactly sure. I believe all of them have different scents, but I just picked this one up because I really love this kind of pinky shade. I probably won't be applying this in either part 1 or part 2 because I do have 2 different cheek and lip stains here, and I don't want anything underneath. Like, even if I was to apply this and then wipe it off, I don't want anything left over on my lips because I really want to see how these next 2 would perform. So I probably won't be applying this in this video, but I can say that I have at least applied it once and it's a very pretty shade. But I, of course, will test it out, hopefully in maybe like a video coming soon so you can see it. But from what I applied yesterday, it was really comfortable on the lips. I thought it would be very drying since it's matte, but it didn't feel that way for the little bit of time, though, that I had it on. Okay, the next product is from e.l.f. This is their new Sheer For It blush tint. It says this is a buildable stain for lips and cheeks, and I picked up the shade Pink Positive here. They have some other shades, but I just wanted to try out one of these though first. You can see it's like really liquidy. Now I know this is going to stain my hand, but it's okay because we're at the end here of the haul. So I went with this one because I just wasn't sure. Okay, that's it right there. That's a pretty shade. I'll let it sit there on my hand a little bit and then kind of blot it in just a second and see what it might leave behind when I wipe it away. And the next one is also another cheek and lip stain, and this one's from Covergirl. This is their Clean Fresh Jelly Water Tint. Now this one is in the shade Watermelon Splash, and this is also another like stain. So I just was curious about this one too. I am loving all of this pink packaging that a lot of these brands are doing lately. I love pink. Pink is my favorite color. Ooh, now that looks definitely like much more of a thicker formula than the one from e.l.f. I think the one from e.l.f. is, are they duping the Benetint? I've never tried that one. Benefit's not cruelty free, but it kind of reminds me of the way it looks in the bottle. I shouldn't have swatched this here. There's Watermelon Splash from Covergirl. So I'm going to let these 2 sit here for a minute. I have one more product that I want to discuss or will show, and then I'll wipe them off, kind of blot these off with a tissue and see what it might leave behind. Now the last product I picked up was this from Ulta, from the Ulta Beauty collection, and this is their blender sponge, the Marshmallow Blender Sponge. And I wanted this because I've mentioned many times I love the shape of this sponge that I have right here, but I feel like it's hard to find a sponge shaped like this. So when I saw this one on the Ulta website, I did end up picking it up. Now, I won't be trying this out in this video or anytime soon because I don't want to use this one when this one's good right now. I'm the type that I like to use one sponge at a time, and then once this one is thrown away, then I'll open this one. But I was so happy to see that I found one with this shape. What was killing me about this one is the reviews. Because it's supposed to be a marshmallow, apparently at the very bottom of this sponge, it must be like kind of stained looking, so people were complaining that they were getting a used sponge, but it's supposed to look like that because it's supposed to be a toasted marshmallow. Oh yeah, I see what they mean. Look at that. Like, that does look so funny, but you know what? It doesn't bother me really because, you know, see the bottom of this sponge from where I've been using this one. So now I feel like I won't really be concerned about messing this one up because it's cute. It's already kind of got a stain on it, but yeah, I kind of see what people would think that was used, but it doesn't bother me. I've wanted it for the shape, and I'm so happy that I found one. I feel like you can't really find sponges shaped like this. Or maybe I'm just not looking in the right place, so maybe I don't know really what to call this particular shape of sponge, but I like this shape better than I do most of the sponge shapes because I just like this really larger bottom part, you know? So I'll be trying that out eventually, but not anytime soon. Okay, now I went ahead and blotted off those 2 stains, and this is what they look like right here. Very pretty shades. It's awkward turning my hand this way. I don't know why I did them like that, but they're very pretty. Now I expect them to constantly stay there. I'm about to wipe my hand off with some micellar water, but those will probably stay put. We'll see, but that is everything that, yeah, that's everything that I picked up. So let's go ahead and get on to part 1 of this video. Okay, we're gonna apply my mascara first, but all I did was I just took my little Milani Whiskey Business palette, and then I took this shade right here with my really large concealer, well, flawless concealer brush, and just put that all over the lid. And then I took this lightest shade and then just kind of blended around the edges of that. And that's all I did for eyeshadow. I wanted something very soft and just barely there because I want to see how this mascara performs. I didn't want it competing with any kind of eyeshadow. Based on me first opening this little tube, it definitely feels like it's going to be a wet mascara. It kind of had a lot of product on the end part of that wand, so that kind of concerns me. I don't like when mascaras are really, really wet like that when they first open, because they usually weigh your lashes down. I'm not saying this one is going to do that, but that's just my experience with my lashes and everything, so we will see how it performs. But of course, this is just a first impressions. I will be continuing to use these products, of course, over and over and over. And with a mascara, you know, it takes time. Especially to kind of see how they might perform, because some mascaras are definitely better with age. So we'll see just how this does. And then what I'll be able to do is kind of give you any updates from part 1 when I film part 2 of this video, which part 2, I'll be filming that part tomorrow. Okay, it's not actually a wet formula at all. Now that is one coat of that mascara, just one coat. It's so pretty. It's not, it doesn't feel wet at all. So I guess it just, when I first opened it, just had like that little bit of excess on the end, but this time it didn't. But this is very pretty. Like, this is the type of mascara that I really love, especially for day to day. Okay, so far I'm very impressed. Let me go ahead and curl my lashes on this side, and then we'll compare it after I do one coat over here. Now, I'm just going to stop at one coat. My lashes are very curl challenged, and I like one coat only. You probably could take another coat and maybe build it up even more, but this is more than enough for me, for my preferences. But I really like the way that looks. And I'm super happy that it doesn't feel like a wet formula. I want to say on that packaging, it said this was black brown. On the bottom of the tube, it says it's deep brown, but on the Ulta website, it said brown. Okay. Not sure. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but just keep that in mind. If you're looking to order this, it's definitely not going to be a true brown. It's more like a soft black, at least on my lashes. Okay, so I'm actually pretty impressed by this mascara based on first impression here. I mean, so this is why I wanted to wear very minimal eyeshadow so you can really see the mascara. So, okay, so far I'm impressed. I'm really happy to see that. Okay, I normally would go ahead and do like my concealer and stuff, but I want to apply this first. This is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Skin Tint. This is the Mineral SPF 50. And this one's in the shade Fair Warm. Now, I probably will have to take this on my neck, but I'll do my face first, and then I'll take some and go down my neck as well. Okay, so I guess you have to shake it, because do you hear this? Sounds like there's something inside, so I am going to shake this up first. I'm just going to squeeze out a little bit of it on the back of my hand. I'm not sure how much coverage this might have. I know it's a skin tint, but some of e.l.f.'s products are marketed like this. I'm going to take my little balloon dog earrings out right quick. I just do not want to get any kind of foundation when I wear like my little dangly earrings. But sometimes e.l.f.'s foundations can be marketed as like lightweight products, and then they're like full coverage. So we shall see. And I'm just going to tap off the rest off my hand here. Of course, those two little stain marks are still there. Alright, now let's see how this looks, how this performs. Actually, I feel like that's going to match my neck. I probably won't even have to put anything on my neck, because this makes my face match it. Which, by the way, I'm not wearing any kind of primer. The only thing I have on my skin is my SPF. The one from Sun Bum. I'm just kind of getting this spread out with a sponge first, and then I'm going to come in closer to my mirror and see how it's laying over the top of my skin. I feel like it makes me match my neck, so my body might be a little bit darker, But I mean, it's not a big deal. At least with this way, I don't have to actually apply anything on my neck because I don't really like doing that. I mean, I'm not against it, but you know, it's an extra step and sometimes I'm lazy. Okay, I've come in a little closer to my mirror and it is looking really beautiful on my skin. Can you see that? It's like really lightweight, which of course I love. I'm not really looking for full coverage. I like a good light skin tint, but I will say, with how thick of a formula that feels, you might could actually build this up to have more coverage if you want. I'm gonna stop here, and I don't have to bring it down my neck because it's actually a pretty good match to my neck, so I'm just gonna leave it be. But yeah, I really like the way that looks. That's very pretty. Of course, now I know that this skin tint's like $18 from e.l.f. It is a mineral, so I know that sometimes that can make products cost a little bit more. But now I didn't pay the full price because I did get the discount with the sale, but it looks very pretty on the skin. I'm very happy with the way that looks so far, so far. Okay, just keeping this with drugstore, I'm going to use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This one is in Fair Warm. I'm just going to take a little bit of this for my under eye area. Of course, I feel like I don't need too much. So I'm just going to take these little dots like that. You definitely don't need a lot of this concealer. I just wanted to apply the skin tint first and then apply the concealer because I didn't want it to mix with the concealer. I wanted it to apply on its own. You probably could also have used it on your under eye area too because I feel like it would have done a pretty decent job at covering a little bit, but I'm fine with just using a little concealer. Okay, let me go ahead and apply a little bit of mascara to the lower lash. Okay, I didn't apply much, but I also did poke myself, so okay, we'll let that dry and I'll wipe that away later. Okay, I don't have any new bronzer or anything, so I'm just going to apply this e.l.f. Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour. This one's in the shade Fair. I'm just going to apply that right quick and then we'll move on to the blush. Okay, I went ahead and did like my bronzer and then I also went ahead and did my brows because I don't have new things in either of those. For the brows, I just used that same Milani palette and I took this shade right here from the palette and filled them in. And then I used the Covergirl Clean Fresh Brow Enhancer Gel and just used that over the top, so that's all that's in my brows. For the blush, I'm going to try this e.l.f. Sheer For It Blush Tint. This one is in Pink Positive. So, I don't know. I've never used a product like this before. Well, now, I have used the one from, is it Milk? Like the jelly kind of thing, you know, that feels like Jell-O. I've used that, but I've never used a product like this, so I don't know. But I'm going to try taking it on this Versed brush. So let's just see how this goes. I don't know. I'm just going to do that because I'm not exactly sure how to do this. Oh. Well, that blends out really pretty. I'm guessing it's going to stain this brush, but that's okay. Oh, that's pretty. Ooh, so delicate. I actually love how delicate that is. I'm hoping you can see it because it's very sheer. Of course, I mean, it says sheer for it. Oh, that's really pretty. Ooh, I like that. I might have to try more shades if assuming it wears well. Listen to me already trying to justify buying more makeup. Look, I love makeup. I've never claimed to be a minimalist when it comes to like my makeup collection. I have never claimed that and I never would. I'm not a minimalist. I love to try new makeup. That is so pretty. It's so soft and delicate. See, I just want to stop right there, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to see if you can build it up. So I'm going to take 2 more little dots like that, and I just want to see if you can build it. Oh yeah, you can. You can. Oh, that's stunning. This is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love that. And it blends out really easily too. I've never used a product like this, so I didn't know how it might apply. Like, I didn't know if it was going to be like one of those formulas where, you know, it sticks. Like, you know, some stains will stick in one place. I didn't know if it was going to be like that or not, but oh, it's stunning. Yeah, I definitely would love to try out some of the other shades. Especially seeing how sheer, well, at least this shade is. It would make me curious to see how, like, maybe the darkest shade would look. Like, can you build it up, or does that one go on a little bit more pigmented? I would just love to see how that works. But that is stunning. I love that so much already. It's so pretty on the skin. It looks beautiful, and it's not like streaky or patchy. It just goes on so gorgeous. Yeah, I really, really like that. Also, I do want to say that I have not set my face with any powder yet or anything, and this has definitely not got like a lot of glow, you know, like shine breakthrough, like the foundation or the skin tint. So you might could honestly, unless you're really oily, you might can get by not even having to set. I am going to apply some powder in my T-zone area just a little bit, but I hadn't done so yet because I wanted to apply this blush, but oh, I love that blush. I love that blush. Okay, so I'm just going to take my CoverGirl Clean Fresh pressed powder. This is in translucent. I'm just trying to use this up. I'm trying to get an empty on it. So I'm just going to take my Flawless Concealer brush from e.l.f. and then just lightly go in and set just this area. But I feel like you don't really have to because it's not a lot of shine breakthrough, at least not right yet. I really think that's so pretty. And I feel like you don't even have to set that skin tint. Like it feels just like a little tacky, but not like tacky. Like, you know, like I feel like it would be comfortable to wear like without having to set it. So I like that. That feels really nice on the skin. Now, what I'm going to do is apply this also on the lips because I want to see it. That's why I didn't want to apply this from NYX this time, but we will be, I'll be applying that in a future video because when I do part 2, I want to try the CoverGirl stain. Now, what I'm going to do with this one, I am going to apply this first and then blot it off, like let it sit for a second and then blot it off, and then I want to apply a lip liner. So I could apply the lip liner first, but I want to see how this looks on its own because I already know I love those lip liners. So let's see here. I might have a little bit of dryness on my lips, so it might cling to that. I'm not sure, but we will find out in just a second here now, won't we? Oh, it feels like, yeah, like you're applying water. It really does feel like you're applying water to your lips. And it went on very even. Like, it's not, you know, being patchy or anything, because, you know, I've tried some lip stains before, and they go on kind of patchy. I think because this one is such a thin formula that it's kind of going on more even. I don't know, it feels like it's already, yeah, it's already drying. Oh, I really like that. Look at it, it goes so well with my earrings, my little balloon dog earrings. It goes so well. Okay, I really like that. Yeah, I want more of these. I want more of these. Right now, at this moment in time, this is stunning. This is stunning. I love everything about this. So let's see here. I don't know if I should let it just stay like this or if I should try to go wipe it off and see, but honestly, it's already like dried down. It's like completely dried down, like no transfer whatsoever. So you know what? I might not wipe it off. I think I'm just gonna go in with, I think I'm just gonna go into one of these lip liners. That might be too, honestly, I feel like the one that would match it is this one. Now on camera, this is a fuchsia, but on camera it looks kind of red. Yeah, I honestly feel like the fuchsia one, maybe I should go in with this one. Yeah, let's go in with that one. This one's in the shade Fuchsia Forward. Let me just apply this. Okay, I am gonna fill them in just for the heck of it. Oh, that's a pretty shade. Look at that. And I feel like it might last even longer with that stain underneath it. Like once this wears away, I feel like then you're left with that stain probably under the lip liner. Or if you're someone that you apply the stain over the top of this. Okay, but this is part 1. So far, I'm impressed by everything I've tried. The mascara is still looking really good. The skin tint looks really beautiful. I am just loving that cheek and lip stain. That is so beautiful. Of course I love the lip liners, but now I wonder if this lip liner kind of fades away with the stain underneath it, I feel like then you'd be left with the pretty color. And this color is stunning. This is a beautiful, like, fuchsia. It's very like a bold pink. It's so beautiful. I know in person, see, like my camera, when I'm looking at my viewfinder, this looks red. But it's not red. It's a beautiful dark pink, like, or more of a deeper pink. It's very pretty, but so far so good. I am very impressed with everything that I've tried today. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to cut over to part 2 now, which is just going to be in the same video, where I'm going to be applying the Covergirl skin tint and their cheek and lip stain. We're going to see how theirs goes because their formula is a lot thicker than this one from e.l.f. and I think this very thin formula really works. So I'm curious to see how that works out. But so far so good. Let's move on to part 2. Now we're here at part 2, so I'm going to be trying out the Blurring Skin Tint SPF 30 from Covergirl and then their Jelly Water Tint in Watermelon Splash. And I will give, of course, a little recap about the products that I wore in part 1. I'll do all of that at the end of the video. So this one's in the shade Fair Warm, so let's go ahead and do this. I did go ahead and put on a little bit of concealer because I wanted to complete this eye look and go ahead and get that done. I am wearing that mascara again today, and I mean, look at this mascara. It's really amazing. It's a good mascara. I mean, I just really have to give it credit for how long it makes my lashes because my lashes really aren't naturally that long. So I definitely just wanted to give it a little bit more credit right here. So let me take some of this. This might end up being a little light for me based on the way it looked when I swatched it yesterday compared to the other complexion products. I accidentally a little bit more come out of this tube than I had planned. It might be a little too light, but if it is, it's okay. It feels like a really soft, like when I'm touching it with my finger here on the back of my hand. Yeah, too much squeezed out of the little tube. So I'm just going to make sure I got a little bit tapped all the way around. And then I'm just going to pick up what's left on the back of my hand with the sponge. No, it actually matches my neck, so I don't have to place anything on the neck to make it match. Normally, I place a tinted sunscreen or something on my neck to make it match my face and my body, but when I wear foundations like this, I don't have to. Of course, I'll come in close to my mirror in just a second to see how it's looking on the skin. I'm not wearing any primer or anything underneath. The only thing I have on is my sunscreen. Okay, I'm just getting up really close to my mirror just to see if I'm seeing it do anything weird before I get closer to the camera and let you see hopefully what I'm seeing. It looks really nice. I'm not seeing it do anything weird on my complexion. I try to let you see like the forehead and the cheeks around the nose area. That's usually where, at least on me, that's usually where if foundations are going to do anything weird, they're going to do something weird here, or like right in this area. Okay, no, so far it looks fine. I'm just going to go ahead and apply my e.l.f. Camo Liquid Bronzer and Contour in Fair. I also feel like you really don't even hardly need powder because the glow you're seeing, like, I feel like right in here is the concealer. Like, I feel like this product isn't all that glowy, at least not from the start. It looks more of like almost, does it say if it's like a natural finish? Oh, a soft matte finish. Okay, yeah. I definitely think so, because I feel like I wouldn't even really need to powder. Now, I am, of course, going to in this area, but just keep that in mind that this is more of a matte finish, so if you are looking more for a matte skin tint, then you might really enjoy this one. Okay, I'm just going to do my brows right quick. I am going to take my Milani palette and go into this shade right here just to fill them in. Then I'm just going to use my CoverGirl Brow Enhancer Gel, and that's it. And then I can show you the new blush. Okay, now we're going to take this Jelly Water Tint in Watermelon Splash. This one is their version of a cheek and lip stain. Now this one felt a little bit thicker than the one from e.l.f., so I'm only going to place down one dot. Or maybe do like that, and we'll see. Maybe, hopefully, I can always build it up. And I'm going to take that same versed brush. Oh, okay, it shears out really nicely. That's pretty. I'll come in closer to my mirror in just a second to make sure it's not, you know, doing anything weird, looking kind of streaky, because from this distance in my mirror, it looks beautiful. Okay, yeah, it blended out really nice. Okay, let me see. Oh no, yeah, it looks beautiful. It doesn't look patchy. Pretty. I didn't know because it's a thicker formula than the one from e.l.f., so I wasn't quite sure how it would do. I didn't know if it would be too much or how, but it does sheer out really nicely. But I feel like it definitely does have more pigment than the one from e.l.f. So if you're someone that you like a lot more pigment right off, you might prefer the one from Covergirl. If you're someone who prefers a little bit more subtle and then you can build it up, then the e.l.f. one might be a better match. Because see, just that one dot I feel like is enough for me personally for what I'm looking for. So I don't really feel the need to go back in, but you probably could if you wanted to, but that looks really beautiful. Ooh. I'm not sure what all the shades they had of the Covergirl one. I just picked up one of each from both e.l.f. and Covergirl just to see how the formula would work, but honestly, with how beautiful this is looking, and then the one yesterday from e.l.f., I'm tempted to get some more shades. So now we're going to try this on the lips. I'm not going to apply a lip liner today or anything. I just want to see how this is going to look on its own. And I'm not going to place anything over the top. Oh, this has a scent too. I didn't realize that because you don't smell it when you're placing it here, but like when you get it up close, it kind of smells like they're yummy glosses. Oh, that has a lot of pigment. Let me kind of wipe that applicator off a little bit. I did apply way too much of that, so it does settle in weirdly to my lip lines, but that was my fault. Let me see if I can smooth it out a little bit. Yeah, that one's not laying as good on the lips, but I feel like it's my fault because I think I over applied it. This is a much thicker formula than the one from e.l.f. So this might be one that for me personally, I would prefer just on the cheeks, not the lips, but let's see if I can show you. Can you kind of see? It just looks a little bit more like it's showing every single texture that I have in my lips. It might have been my fault. I think I might have over applied though, so it could be me. It's a beautiful color, but of course this is just a first impressions. I will of course keep testing it out. This is much thicker than the e.l.f. one, so it doesn't look like the worst ever. I don't want it to sound like that, and it's probably just really me. I did blot it off just then on a tissue and it looks a little bit better after that. I don't know, it's probably just something I'm gonna have to get used to because I love the shade. It's very, very pretty. Yeah, after I blotted it off on a tissue, it doesn't look so bad. But I would say for this one, you definitely probably want to exfoliate and really moisturize your lips beforehand because, yeah, it's definitely showing any little bit of dryness I had in my lips, but it's a stunning, stunning color. But I will keep testing that one, of course, out. All of this stuff I will. I just want to give a little recap here on everything that I've tried thus far. Let's just start with these two that I just got through using because I will have either in a pinned comment or in the description box, but more so in a pinned comment, I'll have my thoughts about how these wore all day long because this is the last part of this video that I'm going to film. So I will have an update in a pinned comment. But right now, these look really pretty as far as this on the cheeks. I will definitely keep using this on the lips. I feel like now that I blotted it off, yeah, with that tissue, I feel like it looks a little bit better. It's not settling so much into my lines, but now I think I did over apply. This is a much thicker formula than the one from e.l.f. So I think it would be one of those that's just less is more. But I love the shade. I love the way it looks on the cheeks. It's really beautiful. I can't wait to see how it wears on the lips. I'm not going to place any lip liner or anything over the top. I just want to see how it does on its own. So far so good. And I, of course, will keep checking it on the lips. And then this, if you love more of a soft matte, I think you would really enjoy this product because it does say light coverage, soft matte finish. So if you do not like all the glowy stuff, then you might actually prefer this skin tint. So I think that is a good option for people who don't really like the glow as much. Now for me personally, I do like it. So far, I think it looks really beautiful on the skin. I'm much more of a glowy person though. I like my skin to look glowy and dewy. I don't really like matte skin on myself because, like I've mentioned many times, I struggled with dry skin for a very long time. So now that I don't really have that much of an issue with it, I still want my skin to look very glowy and dewy because I just prefer that look on myself. But if you don't, that might be a good option for a skin tint. Now, this right here from e.l.f., this is the Halo Glow Skin Tint. This is their Mineral SPF 50. Mine's in the shade Fair Warm, and I love that this is SPF 50. And for reference, the CoverGirl one is also mineral, but it's an SPF 30. This one's SPF 50. I'm not even going to pretend interesting to know the difference between those numbers. For me personally, because I have such light skin, I much prefer a higher SPF. I don't know if it really makes that much difference, but it just makes me feel better. But I really enjoyed this yesterday. This was beautiful on the skin. It blended so easily. It just felt really nice on the skin, very lightweight and comfortable. It wore very well. I didn't actually go on my walk yesterday. It was just really hot and I just couldn't make myself go out there. So I don't know how it would have held up in like kind of like sweaty, you know, really hot, intense environments. So I can't say that, but I will of course continue to wear this. But based on my first impression wearing it yesterday, it looked really beautiful on the skin and I did really enjoy that product. I haven't tested this one out yet at this time, but I definitely want to try this shade out because I'm hoping it's a better shade match for me. Okay, the e.l.f. Sheer For It Blush Tint. This one is in Pink Positive. I absolutely love this so very much. I loved this one on the cheeks and the lips. I felt like because this is a much thinner formula, I didn't have it sinking into the lines on my lips the way I did this one. This one's a little bit thicker. Nothing wrong with that, and once I blot it, it looks fine, but I do think I prefer this formula for me personally for what I like because of how sheer this is. I do like the one from Covergirl too though, don't get me wrong, but I think between the two of them, I would prefer this one. This was beautiful. It lasted so beautifully on the cheeks yesterday. Now, I did end up wiping my lips off because I did have that lip liner over, and after a while the lip liner kind of wore away, but there still was a stain underneath, and then I eventually just wiped everything off completely. But wearing this on its own, I feel like without a lip liner or anything, I think it would be really stunning and last probably really beautifully throughout the day. This is something that I would definitely like to look into more shades because I really, really thought this was so beautiful and so easy to work with. Okay, the NYX Smushy Matte Lip Balm. I've only worn it one time and it wasn't a very long amount of time because it was at the end of the day and I just wiped it off. So of course I want to test this out too. I definitely plan on including some of these in an upcoming video, hopefully. Probably some next week because I do have some maybe eye look tutorials that I want to do where I'm not so much focused on the complexion stuff, and maybe that would be a good opportunity for me to test them out in that video as well. We'll see how that goes, but based on what I've initially wore, it looked really pretty, but of course I will continue to try that out and wear it. The mascara, the Incredicurl mascara from e.l.f. Cosmetics is so beautiful. It held my curl all day long yesterday. It did not smudge, it did not flake on me. It looked so beautiful. I am so impressed. I mean, look at the length that gives me. And like I've mentioned, my lashes are not naturally long. So what I look for in a mascara is length. I don't really care so much about volume personally. If a mascara gives me length, then I'm satisfied. And this one definitely gives me a beautiful length to my lashes. I really love it. I don't know what is going on with the shade as far as one saying dark brown, one saying brown, one saying deep brown. Whatever the case may be, it looks more like a soft black. Not a big deal, but if you are looking for a true brown, you're not going to find it in this. But it doesn't even bother me. I don't even care. This is a beautiful mascara. This is a stunning formula thus far. Now, the lip liners, I already know I love these. I don't have to sit here and try all the shades for this to know that I already love this formula. I have 6 others in my collection and I've used them very frequently over however long I've had them now. I already know I love these. These are beautiful. I would definitely recommend these to anybody who is looking for an affordable lip liner and you like the ones that you can sharpen like this because these are my favorite. But these are stunning. I already know that. I don't need to apply every single shade to know. But the one shade that I did apply yesterday, the Fuchsia Forward, it looks so beautiful on the lips. Just a really stunning shade in general. Kind of looks like this. And actually it kind of also looks like the e.l.f. one too. Like this is a very similar shade, but I mean, it's not a big deal. I love this kind of shade. I think pink is really pretty. Of course, I went full pink here with the lips, the cheeks, the earrings, well, the shirt, and even the eye look has a little bit of pink in it, but it is mostly like a soft purpley pink, I guess. But I went with kind of this whole pretty little pastel route. Even though we're in summer, this is, yeah, we're into pastels here. But I mean, I love a good pastel. And then of course we have the sponge, which I will definitely test that out eventually. But like I said, I just like to open one sponge at a time. But there we have all of these items, all of these products. I mean, so far so good with these. I think they're really beautiful. I don't know. I think the drugstore, their makeup products lately have just been killing it. They look so beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I love high-end. My favorite brand of all time is considered a high-end brand. It's sold at Sephora. But to me, Tower 28 is more of like a mid-range, mid-price range, at least in my opinion, I believe it's more of a mid-price range, with a lot of drugstore products lately kind of bordering the territory of what Tower 28 is charging. So I don't know, at this point, Tower 28 could probably be considered a drugstore brand, but I mean, look, all these products here, you definitely don't have to spend money at Sephora unless you want to. I love high-end makeup. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't. I love all kinds of makeup. I don't care what price point it is. If it's makeup, if it's cruelty-free, I want to put it on my face. More than likely, I want to try it out. But I just meant that if you are someone that you feel like you're missing out because you don't want to buy high end, I don't think you're missing out at all. There are beautiful options at the drugstore too. You're definitely not missing out on anything. These products are beautiful. I mean, come on. All of this applies really beautifully, very well. Stunning. So you definitely don't have to spend a ton of money to get good makeup. But I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you will please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you are alerted to all my future uploads, and follow me on Instagram at jessicadeerly. All of these products will be listed and linked for you below. They are affiliate links, so if you click through and purchase, I do earn a small commission, and if you choose to do so, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!